Australia conflict we have to discuss today. Let me start from that beginnings that China Ministry of Culture and Tourism released on Friday a statement warning its citizens not to travel to Australia due to a significant increase in racism against Chinese and Asian people. However, Australian politicians seem to disagree with the travel alert warning issued by China. Australian Deputy Prime Minister Michael Mack claimed that there has not been a wave of outbreaks of violence against Chinese people. Or, as the Tourism Minister Simon Birmingham put it, the warning was no basis in fact. Of course, Australia's nervousness about the travel warning is understandable as it may deliver another major blow to its economy. China has been the largest source of international travelers to Australia. According to data from Tourism Research Australia, Chinese maintained travels went up 1.2% year on year to 1.3 million in the year ended September 2019, with their expenditures up 6.8% Australian to $12.3 billion, according to US $8.28 billion, representing over 27% of all spending by foreign travel. Australia want to retain the gain from its economic ties with China. It must make a real change to its current stance on China, or it will completely lose the benefits of Chinese consumers. The tourism loss may be just a tip of iceberg in its loss of Chinese interests during that period. Now let's start how far this war has been begun. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi responded positively to US President Donald Trump's proposal of expanding G7 into a G11 or G12 that includes India. The idea of G7 expansion carries geopolitical calculations with an obvious attempt to contain China, the US keen on roping India in not only because the latter has become the fifth largest economy in the world, but also because India is considered an important pillar for the US Indo-Pacific strategy. The US long sought to strengthen India's role as a counterbalance to China in the Indo-Pacific region. Since Modi began to second term, India's attitude towards China has changed. India decided to upgrade its engagements with the quadrilateral strategic dialogue of the Quad between India, Australia, Japan and the US at the ministerial level in September 2019. Amid the backdrop of the COVID-19 pandemic, senior officials from Quad countries and three additional states, New Zealand, South Korea and Vietnam, a teleconference in March. India played an active role in pushing that meeting, although they claim to be mainly aimed at dealing with the COVID-19 issues. The efforts to be institutionalize the Quad and the internal intention to expand to it Wellington, Seoul and Hanoi cannot be underestimated. However, if India has to join a small circle that perceives China as an imaginary enemy, China-India relations will deteriorate. This is not in India's interest. The current bilateral relations have already been on a downward trend. The China-India relationship now is a state that only top leaders can determine courses of progress. After all, the deteriorations of relations cannot simply be reversed through effort at social distance and social all those crises. So now we have come to that why India-China trade war has to begin. The rise of anti-China sentiment in India is due to Indian nationalists' attempt to deliberately smear and defame China. Chinese analysts say that nothing that calls to boycott China products are likely to fall to these items. China have become pervasive in Indian daily life or difficult to replace. According to states that an app named Remove China Apps, which is reportedly able to delete China's developed apps from Indian smartphones, though suspended on Wednesday, went viral since its launch in the Google Play Store on May 17. Now it's look quite clear that if the war begin with China, with India and Australia, that China will defeat both of them. The strong economy of China will have definitely have any kind of contest with Australia and India. Now we have to close our video of today. Hope you will find it quite interested. So kindly then you have to subscribe and like it. Thank you so much.